I'm here today at the People's Blockade of the world's largest coal port as a young Australian who's terrified about my future and outraged by the injustice.
Because our government has failed us in acting swiftly and safely in taking care of us in regard to climate action.
We're protesting against the destruction of the climate, that coal and gas and fossil fuels is destroying the climate, and we want renewables.
Our government continues to ignore the voice of the people. They continue to kick the can down the road when it comes to reducing emissions and actually reaching the targets that they promised they would meet.
But it's really good to just get out here and get involved in something that's so important.
Knitting Nunners are here today because we want to save the land, air and the water and our grandchildren's futures from coal and gas.
I'm here today because it's quite clear that governments are much more interested in protecting the fossil fuel industry, that is governments around the world, than taking action against climate change that is already costing many lives. I mean, it's just an impossible situation, and unless people do take action, I seriously fear for the future.
And we can make a real difference here at Newcastle Port, which contributes to 1% of the total emissions around the world.
Well, actually, I came to the very first one of these that was over on Nobby's Beach. A very small turnout. It's fantastic how it's grown.
You know, there's thousands of people here, hundreds of people out on kayaks, and all making our voices heard.
Well, I'm here just to be a part of it all. I think it's really important. I mean, it's my future. It's going to be my future, children's future.
I'm here to show support and be part of this collective action to defend our collective future from dangerous climate change.
I'm really scared about what's coming in terms of the state of the planet, the weather, the climate. Notice I have a lot of fear around lack of water, increasing heat. So coming here is doing something about that.
We've just been able to stop the coal ships going out for about an hour or so now, and the police are starting to pick people up and arrest people for being out in the water.
So Rising Tide's two demands are an end to coal and gas approvals, stop approving new fossil fuel projects in a climate crisis. And the second one is a 78% export profits tax for that industry so we can take care of communities like Singleton and Muswellbrook who actually do rely now on the coal industry, but they don't have to, right? And if we fund those communities properly, we can all have a safe future.
So I'm here alongside thousands of others to protest the Albanese government, to call them out on their failure to act and to stand up for the rights to life of everyone and everything on this planet.
It's extraordinary that both Anthony Albanese and Chris Minns are sitting in their air-conditioned offices on the side of Big Coal, sending in the police to try and stop a people's-based movement that only wants a safe climate.
The state government just wanted to shut this down. That was their only aim.
Peaceful protest surely is one of our rights in Australia.
It is outrageous that in a democratic society, our government is more committed to silencing the voices of everyday Australians who are expressing concern about their future than do anything to target the corporate greed that are selling out our futures for profit.
First of all, refused to give it a permit. They managed to get that upheld in court, and then they tried to put out a notice saying you couldn't even go swimming in Newcastle around the harbour this weekend.
It's our right to come out here and show our government that they have failed, to hold them to account, and what a powerful way to do it.
You know, I'd say to Chris Minns and Anthony Albanese, whose side are you on? Are you on the side of the global fossil fuel industry that wants to destroy the planet, or you're on the side of the thousands and millions of Australians who you're meant to be there to represent? And today, they've made their decision clear. They're on the side of Big Coal.
But I'm not surprised. I feel like the state government is clearly on the side of fossil fuels.
The fossil fuel industry is destructive. Climate change is happening now. Thousands of people have been affected already in Australia. People are dying, and our government wants to spend their resources shutting down peaceful protesting rather than acting.
So we have been put under the most pressure that the state government can possibly bring to bear. They even broke the law to try and stop us even getting on the water, right? And so we've had to do everything that we can to contest that. And that means thousands and thousands of people on the beach, right? And the more people we have, the more disruptive we can be. We also need to win the story war and demonstrate that we're not just, ratbags and radicals, though I love ratbags and radicals. It is everyday people rising up from the bottom to take on the industry. We need everyone, so come and join us.